You're listening to the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast, and I got a good one for you. I've got a question that I want to ask the WNBA fans, WNBA leadership. Is the WNBA losing money? Is the WNBA players not qualified of making a profit? And is the overall WNBA future, is it looking upside or is it looking downside? Those are my questions. And, I got to bring this to you, and I've talked quite a bit about Caitlin Clark, but I want to take this on a different journey because it just struck my mind, it puzzled me, and I said, wait a minute. Kathy Engelbert, and I look at the WNBA, and I look at what they're talking about, profit, and how they're losing money, and it's not possible. They put the players on the chartered flights, and the players at that particular time, the loss this year could be somewhere in the neighborhood of $50 million. I've got to look back, and I got to question some of that. And, folks, I enjoy it to all the supporters. We just passed 100,000, and subscribers. I salute you for allowing me to have a voice. I salute YouTube as the partnership. I salute Fanatics with the global partnership, and I salute all things WNBA. That's some good coverage that you're doing over there, and it is outstanding. So here's where I'm going with this. I took a look at it, and I said, wait a minute. You got AT&T as a corporate sponsor, and folks, I just retired from AT&T. Did almost 23 years and primarily as a national business account manager. And so looking at franchises, if you look at what I do, you want to go look at the Lakers franchise, you look at the Warriors franchise. It doesn't matter how you look at it. At some point, the numbers just don't add up. And Kathy Engelbert, if these numbers don't add up, we need a different pay plan for the WNBA players. And here's where I'm going with this, folks. You got all players across the board, and you're saying, okay, we're going to pay them $76,000, a little bit more than that, but it goes up a little bit. But the WNBA, for profitability and for the players who are coming in and bringing in the mountain share, and when I look at the mountain share, I'm going to cover three players here. I'm going to look at Angel Reese. Okay, Angel Reese has brought her clients, and when I look at an organization, it's a corporate enterprise business. They've got a revenue, expenses, client image, safety, security, stability, and they want to turn a profit. And when you got individuals coming in the league, they need to have maybe a different contract. And this may help as far as Caitlin Clark and everybody's saying she's bringing all the attention, getting all the money. Well, here's the deal. The WNBA may have to go to profit-sharing contracts. Because what does that mean? And Money Mike, as I bring it to you, I'm basically saying if you got a player like Angel Reese, okay, who is putting in fans in the seats, okay, there should be some profit sharing. You can't depend on one player, especially the rookie, to come in here and carry this league. That's not what's supposed to happen. That is what's happening, and it's not a good thing. And I'm just here to tell you, okay, I go down the line, I take a look at Jewel Lloyd. Jewel Lloyd is an outstanding basketball player, plays for Seattle. In fact, Seattle's probably the team that's a sleeper, that's got about 4 or 5 different players, and they got a coach that's outstanding. And, when you look at playing Seattle, and if I'm going to go watch Jewel Lloyd, and I got to do this individually by player now, because I'm really I'm shocked for the WNBA to say we're going to lose money. Because every time I look at the stands, there's people in the stands, which tells me when you look at it from the organizational standpoint, that means you got people in the stands, you got more money in parking, you got more money coming in season tickets, you got more money coming in concessions, you got more money coming in the runway as the women are modeling. I mean, there's just so many revenue streams. Is the WNBA halting the revenue streams? Because I just can't see how the teams aren't making a profit. There's no way the Golden State Buccaneers can go down there and be sold out prior to the season, have the merchandise selling. And, folks, the WNBA merchandise does sell. Okay, it sells more than the NBA. So I'm confused. And as I go down the list and I get to Asia Wilson, folks, let me just ask you something. Okay, if the Las Vegas is selling out the arena every single night, but every other team in the WNBA is not doing that, then those players' contracts should have profit sharing in them. If I could sell out the arena, you can't afford to pay me, then I need to go and get some of the profit because I'm doing the legwork and I'm building the league up. This is true facts, folks. So when you're in Las Vegas, guess what? If the Las Vegas Aces are selling out, you know what that tell you? That means the casinos are selling out. If the casinos are selling out, that means the food and beverage is selling out. Okay, if the food and beverage is selling out, the alcohol is selling out, and the season tickets, pretty soon you got a waiting list, which I'm pretty sure you probably have in Las Vegas, and I know you have in the Indiana Fever, because the Indiana Fever fans, for those who do not have tickets in Indiana, are forced to go on the road. Now, here's the deal with Caitlin Clark. They're picking up her pieces, but, I mean, they actually can pick up more, and as the Indiana Fever become WNBA champions and there's more people on the team, the profit sharing should go up, because if we're selling out every arena. Now, what am I saying with that? Well, Michael Jordan, okay, I mean, don't get me wrong, Phil Knight's smart enough to put together the Jordan brand, because, and you look at Air, which is Sonny Vaccaro, which is real. Okay, when you get the Sonny, you get the Chris Rivers, Darren Kalish, you get all these guys getting in the room, and these guys are moving the grassroots. I'm just telling you, there's money being made. Now, I don't know what GAAP or generally accepted accounting principles the WNBA is utilizing. I'd like to see the numbers because, man, if they're missing revenue streams, obviously the TV is going to go up. I mean, the money is flowing in everywhere. Now, here's what's happening in the WNBA today. The teams and everybody is selling more jerseys, okay? They're selling more than they ever have sold before. And then it comes back to the public that the WNBA is losing money. I don't buy that for 1 minute, folks. I don't buy it. I don't see it. I don't understand it. And I don't even believe it's possible, okay? Because you know what? Either it's a restriction. Now, don't get me wrong. Everybody that owns a WNBA team is a billionaire. Okay, so giving up $100 million a year, okay, or whatever, is not going to affect the bottom line. Now you're in a profitable position. Now here's where it gets tricky, okay, and the players don't benefit from it, okay? If the league becomes more popular, this is the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast. We're powered up by fanatics, and I'll take you back to Kathy, because if the league gets more profitable, here's what has to happen every single time. Okay, the league's going to get more profitable, and the WNBA owners know it. And you take the Warriors owner, as the Warriors owner said, look, here's the deal. It's corporate enterprise business for me. Where I get it, it doesn't matter. So instead of the Warriors owner paying the luxury tax, he said, you know what I'm going to do? Instead of paying a luxury tax, I'm going to go ahead and get a WNBA franchise. I can pay the acquisition fee, okay, $55 million, which is going to be less than what he's paying in luxury tax, okay? So now he's taking his organization, Warriors, he's double dipping, just like Indiana. They got the Pacers, okay, and they also have the Fever. Well, you got the Warriors and the Buccaneers, but here's the deal. Now you got a profitable organization. You got it sold out 17,000. And this is all coming out of the Bay Area, which California's always had 3 teams. Only team missing now, and I am putting out a public outcry because we will make money in Sacramento. And Ruthie Bolton is going to be our global ambassador for the WNBA, Olympic gold medalist. And we're going to bring this thing together. But here's my point, folks. I can't believe it, and I could be wrong. I could be looking north to the 40. But there's only so much revenue you can bring in. The NFL is extremely profitable. Profit sharing of about $400 million per owner. At some point, here's who benefits by the owners who are in there now. Okay, guess what? The acquisition fee of owning a WNBA franchise, you take a look at it because that temperature is going to rise. Might be $55 million today. You turn around tomorrow, it could be $75. You turn around in a few years. By the time you get to the Olympics and Team USA and all the marketing and the push that's went into it, it may cost you 100 to 150 million to buy a franchise. Okay, who's going to make profit off of that? Of course, the owners. Now, they got to figure out how to do some profit sharing with the players. Now, what is Money Mike saying, Captain Everett? You can't, I get it. You cannot go back, okay? You can't go back and just look, okay, and say, hey, this is who I have. This is the only player I got. Because at the end of the day, you got to look at it and say, okay, where's the money coming from? And this is the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast. It's coming all over the place, and it's coming to you from Caitlin Clark. Okay, I mean, that's as simple as it gets. But Asia Wilson is doing her part. I go back to Angel Reese. She's doing her part. And you got a whole lot of other women that I'm planning on doing a spotlight or doing their part. But here's the deal. When you get them coming in and you get them selling out and they're bringing their own clients, that's right. Angel Reese brought her own clients. Caitlin Clark's brought her own clients. Okay, Paige Bucher's going to bring her own clients. And you got them all. Juju Watkins going to bring her own, and there's going to be more. Okay, and this double-double, triple-double, that will be a thing of the past very shortly. And the WNBA, you know, I get it twofold because Caitlin Clark's a great player. There's no doubt about it. I mean, Caitlin Clark is an outstanding player, okay? But let's not get it twisted. Let's get it really back where it belongs, okay? Because the trueness of the best, the GOAT player that I put my eyes on came in the WNBA was Maya Moore. Okay, there ain't never been another player. And Maya Moore decided, you know what? I've done this enough, found love in her life, and decided to go in a different direction. Okay? But this sellouts and everything that we have seen, let me just tell you, Maya Moore put that on the map, and she did it at UConn. Okay, and I know you got Diana Taurasi. Everybody said that's the GOAT. No. And the WNBA, I'll tell you this, folks, as I wrap up here. What was interesting, the WNBA, they never honored their players. The WNBA could have did a tremendous job of honoring their players, tremendous job of taking a look at records, and records can be broken. Because here's a concern that I have. It seems like in the WNBA, they're breaking a record every day. Well, what were the 28 years, what were they focused on? Because, I mean, you got to look at Cardoso with Chicago. That's a double-double every night. I mean, she's 6'7". If you can't get 10 rebounds and 10 points every single night, okay, they'll win a championship if they get that philosophy under the belt. But what is Money Mike saying? Well, Minnesota got a franchise player, and they sold out. Okay, and she did that at UConn, and it goes all the way back. And the WNBA's had some great players. I think the league was controlled. It was more on promoting the league and not promoting the player. Okay, because if Maya Moore walked through today, she'd have a $25 million NIL. Okay, and she would be making money hands over fists, even more than Caitlin Clark, because she sold out every arena that she played in. This is my point, and I take this back. The WNBA losing money? I'm not sure. If they are, if the WNBA is saying they're losing money, then they need to lose a little bit more or adjust the accounting of the balance sheet. And there's certain players that need to get profit sharing, okay? Because those players are holding up the league, and it's not right for them to be getting paid a little bit of money, and the owners are making a lot of money because the owners got revenue coming in from the city across the board. They've paid their dues, but let's not get it wrong. If you're a billionaire, I mean, obviously you bought yourself in a tax write-off. It worked for you, and now it's coming to profitability. I understand you lost money, but we avoided that with taxes, so now let's get it right. This is the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast. We're powered up by Fanatics, and we just wanted to bring it to you, you know, because Caitlin Clark is doing fantastic, but we got a whole lot of other players that I want to spotlight that are doing just as well. All righty? We'll see you soon. All things are possible to those who believe. And this is the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast. And it all goes back to Kathy Engelbert. We'll see you soon.